Have you seen how a madman can run tirelessly? Without a care for his body. Running and running, as if from something. Do you know what the sad thing is? Most often, he runs from his own mistakes. People say that grief has its 5 stages. Denial could be the first one. Guts felt like running away after waking up in the cave. Casca is non-responsive. His comrades gone. His first thought is to check up on her, but Casca is rather confused. She can't really speak, but she can squeal and scream in defense against the forgotten love of hers, now an enemy. Guts is rejected at this point from all on Earth. Griffith rejected the renewal of their friendship, Casca their love. This all can't be happening. Guts' mind shut everything rational down and activated fight or flight mode. His legs were itching to move. One tear slipped out under the bandages of the injured eye. There was a dream of all those comrades, now truly gone in reality. Guts ran out of the cave. The former US Marine and motivational speaker David Goggins says, "Pain unlocks a secret doorway in the mind, one that leads to both peak performance and beautiful silence." Studies show that running causes a release of good neurotransmitters, endorphins that act as painkillers during physical exercise. Serotonin, which works as a mood stabilizer during time outside in nature and the sun, and even dopamine when having reached a goal or destination. Unconsciously, Guts did the only thing that could briefly alleviate his sorrow. Maybe even energy from pent-up anger was also waiting to be released. As a fighter, it would definitely be the case that Guts' body is accustomed to heavy physical activity, and it itches for movement, especially in such situations. At the end of the day, even with all the wounds that have been left all over him, it is Guts we are talking about. The most relentless man one could ever see. He possibly ran for nearly a whole day, 24 hours. This is categorized as an ultra-marathon. That is the part that Goggins is talking about. The psychological trauma unlocked something profound in him and allowed him to achieve such a feat seemingly effortlessly. In real life, there are a lot of cases where a marathon runner has the name of a deceased one on their top. The words of the living are usually full with sadness and regret when describing the lost loved one before a marathon. Many of them couldn't even imagine they would be doing something like that after a death. Running filled a hollow place in the heart. While sprinting, Guts has flashes of the members of the Band of the Hawk. He sees their faces. Those images summon great strain for Guts. It is unbearable. Guts jumps over ravines, falls down a cliff, ravages through bushes. Guts is not okay at this moment. Every bandage fell off, every wound reopened, his eye was crying blood. Guts ran for a whole day. It is genuinely a heart-wrenching scene to behold as an observer. Anybody would be worried for such a person. Clearly, Guts was unwell, even for those that don't know what had happened. Interestingly enough, Guts' memories of the old comrades are not dominated by any particular face. They all come up with equal quantity, and everyone was remembered not despite their unique personalities, but because of them. Even Caucasus' hateful eyes sprung up in Guts' mind, despite them being condemning towards Guts during his leave of the band. Also, the whole Band of the Hawk and the experiences in it are fondly remembered in that moment of pure depression. Goggins' second point for pain is beautiful silence. Guts finally lays down as the sun had already set. Rain poured down on him. There was only silence in between the water droplets. It is not a beautiful silence in the sense that one is in a happy state of mind or in a happy place. In this instance, Griffith is towering over Guts with his black, demonous stature. Let me elaborate that point through another Goggins quote. Most wars are won or lost in our own heads. On this very day, a war had begun, both physically and mentally for Guts. He declared war against those of unhuman nature. Simultaneously, Guts went back to his stark silence and solitude, even around other people, because he was once again battling something gigantic in his head. That is the beauty of his silence on the grass, self-reflection, which he had done in the past and does later. This is the beautiful battle of a hero, the battle of a stoic and a philosopher. Instead of giving into the evil of Berserk's world as so many others did, Guts continued going forward. With time, after the painful trauma of the Eclipse, Guts achieved just that. Peak performance through the control over the Berserker armor and beautiful silence in a war with himself and his vengeful thoughts. I would like to conclude with a final quote by a true warrior of our world, David Goggins. My happiness is my reflection on the suffering during my journey, and knowing that I never quit, nor was I guided by anybody on this earth.